except for the last few days. That was a bit hardcore, but yeah. And this is really awesome. For me, a swatch is just yarn in another form that's not a skein. So I'm gonna knit a sock in the void. That's awesome! My stash went down. It's my knitting, I make the rules, so, which explains the gorgeous drape even before blocking. Hi, my name is Maya and welcome to my YouTube channel where I share all my thoughts, process and other random stuff about all things fiber related, but mostly knitting. Today is the 1st of May 2026 and I'm coming to you from the French-speaking part of Switzerland where I live with my gecko. It is May, which means April is over, which means it is time for the April stash update video! Yay! I usually post those on Thursday and today is Friday. However, yesterday was the 30th of April and I was panic knitting on my biggest whip of the month in an attempt to finish it before the end. And I did finish it at midnight yesterday, which of course meant I couldn't film the video yesterday because the piece wasn't finished yet. And I also did a few things this morning, but whatever, I still finished it within the month of April, so I do have a few things to tell you about this month, which I didn't think would be the case at the beginning because during more than half of the month I was on holidays and I had other priorities than knit during this time. So I was like, maybe there's not going to be any stash down video during the month of April. But a few days ago, I realized maybe I could. So that's when I decided to do a marathon knitting for the last few days of the month to try to finish my 2 main whips, which I did. And that's why I have a video today for you. It's going to be a short one, but still, I do have some content to show you. So I will take you through the current balance of my stash, the stats of yarn in and out for the month, and I will show you the yarn that came in, so the yarn I have bought or received. I mean, only received actually, but whatever. And the yarn out, meaning the projects I have completed this month. And as always, I won't go too much into details with the project I have finished because that's a job for the podcast episode and this is not a podcast episode. And as usual, if you haven't seen episode 0 of the series, I encourage you to go and check it out. It's going to be linked somewhere below, up here, wherever, because I'm not going to detail how and when my stash, no, how and why my stash is what it is today. I'm just going to start over from where I left you, which is at the end of March. That's it for the intro. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, the numbers for the month. So at the end of last month / the beginning of April, my stash was at, I'm looking down because I have the numbers here, 12,697 grams, so 12.7 kilos. And at the end of the month, so yesterday or this morning, depending on how you count, my stash was at 12,335 grams, so 12.503 kilos, which means I have the net total negative of 362 grams. That's awesome! My stash went down. I'm so happy. It's quite amazing, to be honest. I'm really proud. Now, let's see how far I am into my yearly goal. So the yearly goal is to get my stash down by 5,131 grams during the whole year, because I want to get my stash under 10 kilos. So at the end of March, I was 47.5% of the way in of this total 5,000 something goal. And now I am up to 54.5%. So I made it past the halfway point. That's awesome. And it's like, except for the last few days of the month, I didn't really knit a lot. So it's even more rewarding to have to pass such a big milestone, even though I didn't really push, except for the last few days. That was a bit hardcore, but yeah, whatever. I'm still super proud of myself and really happy. Now, we can have a little breakdown of those numbers. So the total net negative of the month, which is the minus 300 and something grams, is divided into yarn in and yarn out. So I got 312 grams of yarn in. So that's the yarn I bought / received because I didn't pay for any of it, but more on that later. And 674 grams of yarn out, which are the 2 projects I completed this month and I'm going to show you at the end. So for the yarn in, I can show you the 2 acquisitions. No, actually 3. Wait, It's gonna be a bit complicated this month, I guess, but yeah, one step after the other. So first thing, I cannot show you because it's how much? 261 grams of mystery yarn because this is yarn I received to knit the sample of the design of mine that will be published in a publication magazine next year. So this yarn is sponsored by the publisher and I didn't pay for it. And I just received it, but it still goes into stash. However, I cannot show it to you because it's a secret. So I can't tell anything about the design yet. So all I can tell you maybe is that the color is very out of my usual style because the sample is not for me and it's not in a size that I can wear. So I went wild and decided to go for a color I don't usually wear. It's like a soft pastel green. Actually, it's a bit like this green here that I absolutely love, but it really doesn't suit me. So I was like, I'm gonna use it for someone else. And I just hope the model is gonna suit it. We'll see. But yeah, so I got 261 grams of this mystery yarn. And then I got, that's very interesting, I got 51 grams of this, and this is really awesome. So those are leftovers from a lovely viewer who watches my videos and also my Instagram content. And thanks to that, she kind of knows my taste in yarn and she knows what kind of yarn I would enjoy, and she was knitting with this and she thought I would probably enjoy it and she wanted to share it with me, so she offered to send me her leftovers and I was like, yes, of course, because it's perfect for me to swatch because it's like a small amount and I'm not going to be left with like 90% of a skein after my swatch. And for her it's also perfect because then she can do something with her leftovers without them laying around in her stash. So it was like kill two birds in one stone, I guess. Yeah, so she sent me those and when I received the package, it was so cute. I mean, I knew they were coming, but I had no thought about how they would be packaged or anything. And I mean, look at them. They are so sweet. They are so small. It's just too much. So yeah, those are, wait, I forgot the name. From Schafwollspinnerei Hofer. I'm sorry. So they are from Germany, and I'm supposed to speak German, but I don't. I did like 10 years of German at school, and I don't. I understand a little bit, but I cannot speak. I'm very sorry. Anyway, so Frauke is from Germany, and she said that this yarn is locally sourced and spun in a small mill in Bavaria, which is a region in Germany. So yeah, it's like locally sourced and produced, and it sustains local farmers, and it's made in a very small, I think, family-run mill, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just everything I love in a wool, and it's non-superwash, it's local, it's amazing, and also it's so soft. And it's kind of, I mean, it's easy to find non-superwash wools that are next to skin soft, but when you shop online and you cannot like touch the yarn, it's a bit more tricky because you never know what you're gonna get. So this is perfect. I mean, she told me it was super soft and I would probably be able to wear them next to skin, even though I'm super sensitive, but I couldn't know for sure if I don't have the yarn in my hands, which I do now, and I'm pretty sure this is next to skin soft. It's merino wool, 100% merino wool, and it's DK weight, 2-ply, and there are lots of beautiful colors on the website, and like exactly my type of colors, like vibrant, deep, exactly not like the thing I'm wearing, and totally my alley and the types of colors I wear. So it's perfect because, believe it or not, it's kind of difficult to find colors I really like in this type of non-superwash yarns, because for some reason usually they're like a bit muted or pastel, which I love, but they are not exactly the colors I like to wear. And in this yarn there are colors I love, so I'm very excited to swatch with them. It's gonna be for a colorwork project. Oh, it's so perfect, I'm so happy. Anyway, it's 51 grams of this, and it was a gift from a lovely viewer, and I'm super happy. She also sent me 2 lovely markers that were made by her local yarn shop. It's a little flower and a little, I don't know what this is, a ladybug, but it's yellow, so it looks like a bee. I don't know, but it's super cute. Thank you so much. Those are my 2 acquisitions, and I have a third one, but it's not really an acquisition, it's kind of a stretch. Let me explain. So one of my local yarn shops is Douce Broderie, which I talk about all the time. And one of the perks of being friends with someone who owns a local yarn shop is that I kind of have access to her leftovers if I want to like swatch with something. I mean, I can have people send me their leftovers, but I also have access to the leftovers of the shop. And I got this, which is Bicep BioBalance, but it's just to swatch. So I'm gonna like do a swatch with it and then give it back to her, to the shop. And I don't count swatches in my Stash Down series because I need so many swatches that it would be a nightmare to count, and I always unravel the swatches once I knit up the project, also because I always play in yarn chicken, so it just doesn't make sense. For me, a swatch is just yarn in another form that's not a skein. So I'm just gonna knit a swatch and it's gonna be like 5 grams. So I don't feel like having this go in stash and then go out of stash when I give it back to the shop, so yeah. And this is sock yarn, because I need to knit up a sample of a sock, but it's gonna be for the shop. So this is literally yarn I'm borrowing to knit a sock, and then I'm gonna give back the sock to the shop. So yeah, it doesn't make sense either to put it in my stash and then have it go out immediately. So I'm gonna knit a sock in the void. That's not gonna do anything to my stash, but it's okay. I don't mind. For full transparency, I have this in my position temporarily. Alright, and that's already it for the yarn in. So we can now talk about the yarn out, and I only have 2 projects. So 2 yarns in, 2 yarns out, kind of. So the first thing I finished is beautiful. It's a summer top. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at this. It's lace. I never do lace. But I just wanted to do this for so long, and I finally did, and it's like even better than I pictured. So I used 35 grams of... I just threw the ball on the ground. Oh, good. Of this, it is Carla by Save the Yarn. It's a mix of 55% silk and 45% cotton, which explains the gorgeous drape even before blocking. And I'm a bit annoyed because I thought I had 4 balls, 4 50-gram balls, and I thought I would use most of them, but I clearly have a full ball left and then a little bit of leftover and 2 swatches. So I'm a bit annoyed and I don't really know what to do with this, but I'm gonna find something. I'm thinking maybe like a hair accessory with the same stitch pattern. Maybe, we'll see. But yeah, I held the yarn double because it's a lace weight. It's almost 400 meters per 50 grams. And I finished this thing, I think it was... I cast it on when I was on holidays and I finished it yesterday. No, on the 29th, I think. Or maybe yesterday. Oh, I finished it yesterday morning. So yeah, right on the last day. And on the back, I haven't shown you actually. I have a keyhole detail with a little ribbon. It's way too short for now, but yeah, I'm gonna find something better. It was just to see if it worked or not. And the name of the design is the Plume top. Test call coming soon, but you will need to watch the podcast to have more information about this. So as I said, I used 135 grams for that. And I ran out of battery. So we're gonna have to switch to my phone. All right, and the second finished object is huge. It is the beast that I was knitting on yesterday night until midnight and also this morning a little bit. Ta-da! It's my Patagonia Peaks Lite. So it's the DK weight version of a design that I have already published last fall, and I'm doing a lighter version. And this is my second sample of the lighter version because I had some fit issues with the first one, but now it's fixed. And I wasn't expecting to finish it this month because the color work in the body takes a while. I mean, that's what I remembered from the first versions that I did that are in boucle. But I realized I could go a lot faster with this one because that's not boucle yarn and I just need faster with something like this. So I was like, actually, I think I can finish it by the end of the month. And I finished the first sleeve on the 29th and I tried it on and it was too short. So I did, I think, yeah, this much. That's 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern repeats. I tried it on, it was too short, so I was like, I'm gonna lengthen it. but I still had a whole other sleeve to knit, and I love knitting sleeve. I can knit sleeves really fast, and I know I can make a sleeve in a day. So I was like, maybe I can finish it by the 30th. But I also had to finish the other one, the white one. And I had a ton of stuff to do on that day. But I still managed to finish the second sleeve by midnight yesterday. However, I still hadn't lengthened the first sleeve. But I decided that since the cuff was already finished, I had done the I-cord bind off and all of that, and I had even woven in my end, I was like, I'm going to count the sweater as done, and I'm going to consider lengthening the first sleeve is a fix, which is not part of the main knitting. So for me, the sweater was finished in April, even though I lengthened the sleeve this morning, but it's okay. It's my knitting, I make the rules, so for me it was still a success. And I also knew exactly how much yarn I would use to lengthen that first sleeve because I had done the second sleeve already, and I had weighed how much yarn I have used after every repeat. So in case I filmed this before finishing the second sleeve, I could do the math to know exactly how much would be out of stash, even though it wasn't really out of stash, but I don't care. I make the rules. Anyway, so now I have both sleeves that are the same length, and I'm super happy. It's obviously not blocked. The tension is horrible, so you're gonna have to use your imagination to imagine this as a beautiful finished object. I have steam blocked this little bit of the sleeve, so you can see this is what it's gonna look like. Not this horrible scrunched up texture, but whatever. So this, how much yarn did it use? A lot, a whole lot. I have 4 colors. The yarn I use is Robinson by De Rerum Natura in the colorways Loutre for this one, Nougat for this beige, Muscari here for the green, and then, no, Sirène for the green and Muscari for the blue. The blue here. I used 191 grams of the main color, of the brown, 154 grams of Muscari, the blue, here. I use 104 grams of Nougat, the beige, and 90 grams of Sirène, the green, which is in total 539 grams. That's a lot of yarn out of stash. And again, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so happy I managed to get this out during the month of April. Otherwise, it would have just been pushed to next month, so it wouldn't have changed much. But I somehow like knitting with deadlines, and I just find it fun, so why not? So I did it, and I succeeded, and I'm proud of myself. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, so those are my leftovers. It's not a lot. So I had initially 2 bowls, so they are 100-gram bowls of the dark brown, 1 bowl and a little bit of a leftover of the beige. I had 2 bowls of the blue and 1 of the green. And I think I'm gonna add them to my sweatshirt blanket because it's the perfect yarn weight, and I don't think I have enough to do anything else. I don't think that's enough for a hat, or maybe it is, I don't know. But every yarn on earth is itchy on my forehead anyway, so I don't really want to knit hats because they're itchy, so why would I? Maybe they will directly go into my sweatshirt blanket. We'll see. Alright, so that's all for the project. That's all for the yarn out. And again, considering until a few days ago I thought nothing was going to happen in April, and I wasn't even going to film a video because the only yarn I had was this one. And I was like, this can wait until the May video. I don't absolutely need to show it in April, so if I skip a month, it's gonna be all right. But then suddenly, I had content, so here I am. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was interesting and fun, and you kind of got a little bit of the satisfaction I'm getting out of this challenge through this video. Thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you again next week, which will be a normal podcast episode. And I also hope to see you again next month. I'm not sure what's going to happen because I'm going to knit on an absolutely huge sweater that's going to be even bigger than this one. And I'm not sure I can finish it within the month. But that's what I told myself at the beginning for this one, and I still finished it, so who knows? And then I have small stuff because I'm into summer knitting mode, and those don't use a lot of yarn, as you probably saw with this one. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to buy some yarn. Yes, I will. So maybe it will be a small video like this month, and it's just as good. Not every month can be 8 finished objects and 1.5 kilo of yarn in, thankfully. Okay, thank you again for being here. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I said that already. Oh, I hope to see you again next time. I also said that already. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss out on any future content from me. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. Happy knitting. I love you.